All right, hey VC, I'm Jamie. Welcome back. We're back with another video, and this time it's a thread response for Richard McCook. Richard. Richard's got a great thread going on about 50 states, United States of America. And Richard, of course, couldn't pick Canada with 10 provinces and 3 territories. No, he had to go with a thread on album titles or song titles from the 50 states from your collection, like what you have. And oh, Richard. Oh, what a weekend this has been, digging and trying to find stuff. So I'll present what I have. And this is one of those ones where, you know, why don't I have this particular song? I've got so much material from this particular artist. Why don't I have this one particular song? But it's, you know, it's the nature of the thread. So again, Richard, thanks or no thanks for this thread. And Richard, I gotta let you know, I wasn't going to do this thread, but it was actually my wife who really said, no, we got to do this. We got to sit down. We're going to go through this. And so I got to thank or not thank my wife for this. So without further ado, let's get to it. There is one stipulation for this thread, though. That Richard wants album or song titles, but they have to reflect the state, not the capitals, but the states. And it has to be, if it's North Dakota, South Dakota, it can't just be the Dakotas, or especially Carolina comes to mind. So it has to be a song North Carolina or South Carolina. So something like James Taylor, Carolina on My Mind, which immediately comes to mind, apparently does not qualify. So I've tried to stick as much as I can to what's going on here. Okay, so I've done mine completely alphabetical. So we're going to start with off things with Alabama. So I went with The Doors and Alabama Song. So we're going to have CDs and vinyl for this. And so this is from the compilation, so Alabama Song. Okay, so then Alaska, I went with Johnny Horton. And of course, you got a couple of options on this one. You have North to Alaska. Or, of course, he does, when it's springtime in Alaska, it's 40 below. But for me, Johnny Horton, I immediately think of North to Alaska. Now I'm going to have that song in my head all day. Okay, so that is Alabama and Alaska. So we move on to Arizona. How about Public Enemy from Apocalypse 91, The Enemy Strikes Back, and the track is By the Time I Get to Arizona. Okay. So there is Arizona. We're going to go with Arkansas. And oh gosh, I almost forgot about this one. From his first album, Bruce Springsteen, Greetings from Ashbury Park. And Jay, we have got, of course, the track Mary Queen of Arkansas. Mary Queen of Arkansas. Okay. California, I just went with what popped in, of course, the Beach Boys and California Girls. Great thing about California, there's lots of options for that one for sure. Okay, then there is Colorado, and I went with John Denver. This is John Denver, the Country Roads Collection, and the track is, from the first disc here, is I Guess He'd Rather Be in Colorado. That's from the first track there. I Guess He'd Rather Be in Colorado. Okay, Connecticut. I wasn't sure if I was going to come up with something for Connecticut, but this is from the, if I can just turn around here, this is from the Judy Garland Decca albums box set, and a song simply called Connecticut, and with Bing Crosby. I think you can see it right there. So that takes care of Connecticut. Not too many Connecticut songs out there for sure. Okay, Delaware. Got to go with George Thorogood and the Destroyers, and the track is Delaware Slide. Okay, so there is Delaware. Florida, went with Eric Clapton, and from 461 Ocean Boulevard, and the track is Mainline Florida. Okay. There's Florida. Georgia, there seems to be quite a number of options. I'm just going to reach over here because I've got stacks, piles of CDs and vinyl. For this one, I just went with Leonard Skinner. I believe this is from a Leonard Skinner compilation, this one. And this is disc 3 that has the track Georgia Peaches, which I believe was from Street Survivors. Georgia Peaches. Hawaii, I'm surprised I didn't see more Elvis Presley, Blue Hawaii. Of course, also the title track, Elvis Presley, Blue Hawaii. That's definitely the one I thought of first for that track. And then we're moving on to Idaho, and yeah, thankfully I have the B-52s from the album Wild Planet, and of course the track is Private Idaho. And there it is right there. Okay. So that's Idaho. Illinois, I don't have a song, Illinois, and that's one of those ones. The Everly Brothers have a song called Illinois. I have an Everly Brothers box set, a number of Everly Brothers albums, CDs. Do I have that one? No. Indiana, R. Dean Taylor, Indiana Wants Me. And this is from his album, I Think, Therefore I Am, and Indiana Wants Me. Okay. All right, so there's Indiana. Iowa. Got to go with the Music Man. Music Man soundtrack, and the song is Iowa Stubborn. Okay. Sometimes these soundtracks can come in handy. There you go. Iowa Stubborn. Okay, Kansas. Now, I've seen a lot of Kansas City, but I've gone to go with, in fact, a fairly recent Neil Young from the album Homegrown does a song called Kansas. And I guess I also could have used Florida as well, but I'll go with simply Kansas. This is from Neil Young's Homegrown. Okay, Kentucky, I have to go with Elvis and Kentucky Rain. And this is one of those deluxe CD sets, but Kentucky Rain is found right down there. Kentucky Rain, great track. Okay, Louisiana. There seems to be a fair bit of options for Louisiana, but I went with Tom Petty, and the track is Louisiana Rain. Right there, Tom Petty, and from the American Treasures box set. Maine, couldn't come up with anything for Maine, unfortunately, and Maryland, I couldn't come up with anything. And Massachusetts, not a big surprise, went with the Bee Gees on that one. Michigan, I wasn't sure if I was going to come up with anything for Michigan, even though there are songs about Michigan, not a lot with Michigan in the title. But I managed to find on this Johnny Cash House of Cash recording studio personal file. He does a song called Saginaw, Michigan, which I think is a Lefty Frizzell song, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, there you go, Saginaw, Michigan. Okay. And I'm glad I came up with something from Michigan because I have lots of family in Michigan. So there you go. Minnesota, I could not come up with anything from Minnesota. Mississippi, from Faith Hill's The Hits. She is, of course, the Mississippi Girl. There you go, Mississippi. And moving right along, we've got to Missouri. And I do have a track from, again, Johnny Cash, Personal Files. He does Missouri Waltz. I don't know if you can see that. That's track 11 there, Missouri Waltz. So many states. Okay, we move right along. Okay, you have to forgive me as I'm going to kind of just shuffle things around here. Sorry for the close-up of my chin there, but okay. So here we go. I'm just going to move this over here and move this down here. There. Okay, so we're now to Montana. A few options for Montana, but I'm going with Dan Seals and Meet Me in Montana. Okay, Nebraska. Now, of course, this obviously comes to mind. My goodness, Bruce Springsteen and Nebraska, which, of course, is the first track there. Oh my gosh, New Hampshire, I couldn't come up with anything. Closest I could think of was the artist, Keith Hampshire, but that does not qualify because it's supposed to be album titles or songs, so nothing for New Hampshire, unfortunately. Now, New Jersey, I am going to go with a Jersey Girl, which I don't know if it's stretching it or not. This track, Jersey Girl, this is from Bruce Springsteen's live box set, which I have here. Because he is talking about New Jersey, and it can't be confused with North Jersey or South Jersey because there isn't, it's not like West Virginia or the North and South Dakota. So I'm going to go and argue for Jersey Girl for New Jersey with Bruce Springsteen. Okay. And moving right along, we've got Johnny Cash track again. Thank goodness for Johnny Cash. And the song is New Mexico, Hills of Mexico, right up at the top there. Johnny Cash. So that takes care of New Mexico. New York, my goodness, there are lots of options for New York. Oh, I missed one. We'll get back to that. Oh my goodness, I did miss one. So for New York, I'm going to go with Billy Joel's New York State of Mind, but I thought I'd choose the Tony Bennett with the Billy Joel and New York State of Mind right there. So my apologies, I missed Nevada, and I do have Nevada found on Billy Joel's Piano Man. So this is, the track is Stop in Nevada. There we go. Okay, so I don't think I've missed anything. Last one was in New York. Now, North Carolina, I couldn't come up with anything for North Carolina. North Dakota, I was able to find from Lyle Lovett's Joshua Judge's Ruth, and the track is simply called North Dakota. Okay. So moving right along, not a big surprise. You got to go with Ohio, and of course Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, or Neil Young's Ohio, taken from Decade. Although Richard McCook picking an Olivia Newton-John track, I thought was really, really good. Okay, Oklahoma. I'm simply going to go with Oklahoma, and of course from this is one of the soundtracks from the many versions of this great play, Oklahoma. Okay. Oregon, I was happy with this Loretta Lynn. This is Loretta Lynn with Jack White and Van Leer Rose, and the track is Portland, Oregon. Right there. Yeah, I was pretty happy with that one. And of course, how many Pennsylvania 65000s are you going to find? And of course, we'll include this as well. This is from Glenn Miller Orchestra, The Digital Mood. So yes, of course, Pennsylvania 65000. Got to go with that. Now, this was a very pleasant find. Ike and Tina Turner, the best of Ike and Tina Turner, and the track to cover the state of Rhode Island is Sweet Rhode Island Red. Sweet Rhode Island Red. So I was pretty happy with that find. Just found this one just before recording this. This is for South Carolina. This is the band Outlaws, and the track is South Carolina. South Carolina, there you go. Okay, South Dakota, I don't have anything, and I'm just going to move a few things over here as best we can and carry on. Now, Tennessee, I've seen some of the videos that some folks struggling with Tennessee. I think actually there are a fair amount of examples. I'm going to go with Roseanne Cash and her cover version of her dad's Tennessee Flat Top Box. Great song, great cover on that one too. Okay, so that takes care of Tennessee. Texas, there seems to be lots of options, but I'm going to go with the Doors once again, and the Wasp, Texas Radio, and the Big Beat. The Wasp, Texas Radio, and the Big Beat for Texas. And then moving right along, knew those Osmond albums would come in handy. This is from the album Crazy Horses, so we're going to go with the track Utah. And I'm pretty sure Richard McCook showed that one. Okay, now for Vermont, there's a lot of moonlight in Vermont. I'm going to go with Captain Beefheart and Trout Mask Replica. And the track is not to be confused with Moonlight in Vermont. We are going to go with the track that is Moonlight on Vermont. Moonlight on Vermont. Okay, there you go. Well, we're getting there. Virginia, I'm going to go with the Virginia Plain from Roxy Music. Great track, Virginia Plain from Roxy Music. Sadly, I don't have one for West Virginia. I do not have anything for West Virginia. For Washington, I'm going to go with Chris Isaak. This is from his Christmas CD, and the track is Washington Square, which is a lovely, lovely song. Okay, so there's that, and then I don't have anything, as I mentioned, for West Virginia, and then I don't have anything for Wisconsin, and then that leaves us finally with Wyoming, and I'm going to go with an unusual one here. We're going to go with Bongo Fury, Frank Zappa, and Captain Beefheart, and the track is Poofters Froth Wyoming Plans Ahead. So there you go. There's Poofters Froth Wyoming Plans Ahead. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not with all the glare, but it is the track number 4. I believe track number 4. Okay, so that is going to do it, Richard. It was a lot of fun coming up with some of these, but again, some of them that just drove me crazy. Like for Illinois, as I mentioned, I just couldn't find anything for that one. Or again, the Carolinas are so frustrating when there's so many songs about Carolina, or even again something like Michigan, when there's a number of Michigan songs, but not too many with Michigan in the title. So I think. If you include Jersey for New Jersey, which I think you should, I think I've gone with 41 for mine. Okay, so 41. So again, thank you so much, Richard McCook, and thanks again to my wife, Barb, for helping me out with this one. What a weekend coming up with this. So again, Richard, take care. Hope you're doing well, and enjoy this thread. Take care. Bye-bye.